Welcome and welcome back to S.WigginsTV. It's your host of the most and the voice of the underground West Coast worldwide Wiggins. Back with something dope for y'all. Hey, them interviews is cool, but hey, you guys fell in love with this channel because, you know, when I pop my shit and I hit you with that stuff you ain't never seen coming. Alright, so with that being said, man, today we gonna be talking about the underrated hood war. That's right, LA hoods you guys never knew got into it. We're going to talk about some of the craziest hood beefs that nobody talk about, and even hood beefs that you never knew about in LA. So let's get down to it. Come on. First up, Front Street Watts Crips versus the Circle City Paul Rules. This is one of the ones where if you know, you know. Alright, these two, you know, I think they came to a little ceasefire or whatever, you know, to say the least. But these two would definitely go at it, bro. It's one of them ones. And also, Front Street is notorious for going at it with the Backstreet Crips. Now, for this one, if you didn't know, Front Street and Backstreet used to all be, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna say one, but they all came from the East Side Crips. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days of Raymond, Washington. And then they broke off. Some went to the Front Street, some went to the Back Street, if you didn't know your history, man. But these two, this was a beef that, you feel me, them apartments, if you know, you know. Put it like that. But anyway, we could even take it a step further. The Back Streets, okay, they started a hood over near West LA, West Adams area. And they went at it with the gear gangs. I could even talk about that. They started the hood over there. They tried to set up shop in the gear gangs. And I don't mean that in no disrespect, bro. You know I rock with y'all Backstreets, bro. It's love. I did that episode. I even did Front Street versus Backstreet. If you know, you know. But they set up shop in the gears, man. And then it's just real touchy. They clapped one of the gears, and then the gears came back, and then it went crazy. It went up. If you want me to do that, drop a comment. You know I know how to say it without saying it. You feel me? But yeah, those were some crazy ones. And this just one. This just number one. All right, moving on to number two. All right, this is a good one. The 10-line Gangster Crips / the S-line Dresser versus the Suicidal Watts 13. My ninja. If you lived in Watts, anywhere near the train tracks, or somewhere on Wilmington or Anzac somewhere, bro, these two was going at it like Vietnam, bro. See, it's a lot more than you. I know you guys mainly know about Gray Street. Shout out to Gray Street and Bonnie Hunters and the bigger gangs, but these little gangs, boy, they was going at it. And Watts is one of them cities where, you know, races, you know, they'll click up. Different colors will click up. Like Latinos and blacks will really click up. So the 10 line and the DS line, the DS is 10 in Spanish. You know, I'm Professor. I ain't gonna put my coat on, but I'm Professor Wiggins right now. They clicked up. They came together and went at it with the Suicidal Watts 13. These dudes, the Suicidal Watts 13, quiet as kept, is one of the vicious ones, bro. But I see nobody talks about them, but they with the bush. I know I know what's going on. But yeah, this was one of the worst beefs ever. Back to back. And also, another one people don't talk about is the 10-line gangsters versus the badass gangster Crips. Now, I don't know too much about the history, whether if they came from 10-line. I don't know about that, but these two, they got a co-history too, man. If you want me to do that, tap in, bro. It's good. All right, moving along. Raymonds versus Block Crips. This is one of the ones that people really don't know about, bro, because this is something that went on back in the days. And Raymonds also went at it with the UGs. And this was in the days of Bogar. You feel me? I was just tripping off of Spud the Blood, the homie, man, where he was talking about Bogar used to have a laugh just before he shot people, like, hey, it's Bogar, take this Raymonds, I'm gonna get you, boom, 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 boom.
Bogar gonna come through this Bogar 10 this Raymonds, that irritating ass laughing. You know, you gotta say, I was on I was on 3 scenes when he actually killed it. I actually was running or there when he came through putting work in. And he always laughed, you know, that's Raymond and dump it. No shit.
That's crazy, homie. But yeah, man, the Raymonds went at it with the blocks and the UGs. You know, I think Bogar passed away in the hundreds somewhere. You feel me? I ain't finna get into all that, but you know what I'm saying? But he was by the sheriffs, man. But yeah, moving along. This is a good one, bro. The West Side Mafia Crips versus the Budlong Gangster Crips, the Rolling Honeys. Okay, I did this one on Small Hood War. These two been going at it for decades, bro. This is one of the vicious Small Hood Wars. I went into detail on this one. You feel me? I'm talking about crazy. Matter of fact, here's a snippet. Check it out.
Here's some alleged events. One day the 99s was chilling on 99th and somebody allegedly walked by it real fast. Before they could say, hey, who that is right there? Whoever it was, I don't know, just up and start busting at him. Boom, boom, boom. Another time the 99s went over to the Budlongs and bust on them, you know. And after they get through busting at them, the 99s turn on Normandy, headed back to Century to their hood, and next thing you know, you hear boom, 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 boom. They start smacking back at them, chasing them. So the 99s drive through traffic and go back to their turf, try to get situated, get ready. And the Budlongs really followed them into their hood. So the 99 hopped out the driver's seat, and he get bust at, and he tried to block his face with his hand, and bullet went in and out of his hand. Bow. And then, guess what? When the Budlongs came over there and they started smacking at each other, the Budlongs' car shut off while they was in the turf.
Crazy, dude. If you ain't watched that, make sure you go check it out. Alright? Now, the East Side Mafia Crips versus Hat Gang Watch Crips. This one right here specifically needs a documentary. I need to do a Small Hood War on this one, bro, because the East Side 99s, they never get their credit, bro. And like I said, I put 99 Mafias on, I put Hat Gang Watch on that list, bro, because they don't play. These two used to go at it, bro. That whole area right there, Watch period is a war zone. This is just, we just gonna keep it honest. All right. I know about which players gonna get a laugh out of this next one, bro. The Bank Stars versus everybody. I better not hear those jokes in the comments. But believe it or not, bro, Bank Stars that went at it with the Denver Lanes, the Gardena Crips, and even your boy Rico from Hardcore and Thug family. He was talking about the Bank Stars tried to blow him down, bro, and by one of their older members, bro, tried to catch him slipping and blick him down when he was just a kid. Bank Stars is vicious, bro. All right, the Payback Crips and Gardena versus the Psycho Stressing in Gardena. This beef started back in the days, early 90s, when the Paybacks jacked one of the Psychos, you know, and they bullied him, jacked him for their dough. Psycho struck back, you know, and that's straight from the homie from Payback's mouth. Them Psychos, they turned up, bro. They was sly, but they was the Paybacks did their thing. They beat them. They pushed them out the city. But the Psychos definitely put up a fight, bro. That's one of the craziest wars that nobody talks about. But the Psychos 13, they was over there on Budlong and 130th for Monsonware. Yeah. Alright. The original Swamp Compton Crips versus Lantana block. I like to give a free Wheezy, man, you know. This is one of the wars that went out of hand, but thankfully it got squashed. They came to a mutual understanding because a little kid was shot during this war, bro. That's what you guys don't know. And Swamps, bro, it's a lot of Compton hoods, bro, that you guys don't hear about, but they get busy, bro. They get in. They don't play over there. And Swamps then also went at it with the West Side Park Rules and Campanella Parks and held their own. I think that needs to be noted. Now, I know they got the truths. It's good. I'm happy brothers coming together, bro, but we got to put respect on Swamps, bro. They with that wood. Real talk. All right, let me hit you with something you didn't know. You feel me? And, you know, Professor Wiggins got to hit you with at least one wobbler, bro. An older homie from the 40s told me, I ain't gonna say it was, you know, gunplay or nothing like that, but he told me, did you know, correct me if I'm wrong, that's what he said. Make sure you gonna quote me right. He said, back in the days, the legends in the 5-5 neighborhoods had some friction. You know, what it was over, I didn't have enough time to gather the information. I really wanted to put this out, but that was a crazy one, bro. But yeah, while we on the subject, oh, I got another good one for y'all. As you know, the 5-5s and the brims went at it. You feel me? Or go at it. That's one of the ones, one of the most known ones. But another wobbler, bro, what I heard from a different homie, he said the troubles and the brims kind of came to, like, I ain't gonna say like a click up. I'm gonna say like an understanding. Like, you know what, bro? We beefing with neighborhoods, bro. We ain't tripping on each other, bro. And I'm not making fun of him or anything like that. I'm just regurgitating what the homie told me, bro. He was like, at one point, bro, like, whether it be the 90s or the 2000s, bro, like, the troubles and the brims then came to a cool little understanding, like ceasefire, like, nah, we sliding on neighborhoods. That's the main focus. Is it true? Let me know. If you gonna quote me right. All right. Another one you guys don't know about or don't talk about. The Broadway gangsters, yeah, we know they beef with Langs and all of that, but a beef that, you know, people rarely talk about is them going at it with the T-zones, the Twilight Zone Crips in LA on 110th Street. A small hood, bro, but you feel me? That's my specialty. Alright? Speaking of small hoods, bro, that people don't give credit to, what about the Ward Lane Compton Crips, bro, versus Elm Street in my parole? Boy, I feel like I put Ward Lane Compton Crips too low on that list, bro. Them over there, hey, be slide, bro. Y'all best to put respect on their name, bro. I ain't saying it because they Compton Crips, bro, but I'm telling you, bro, if you know, you know. For a small hood, bro, they hold their own, bro. Real talk. Alright, and Elm Street too. Don't get it twisted. Hey, this ain't one-sided, bro. Alright, and we gonna end it off with the 8-7 gangsters versus the Hoovers. Now, if you missed this, I talked about it on my other channel when I interviewed Boo Manson in the whole interview, where he said, you know, it kind of started over, you know, a female over a party, and then the Nafia Hoovers and the 8-7 gangsters start going at it. But I'll leave the link, bro, or I'll put it in the video if I'm not too lazy for you to check it out. But yeah, that's it for today, man. Just feel me? This wasn't no dime sack, man. This wasn't no nickel sack, man. It was low key a zip, man. You know, 3.5, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't paying for it, so I don't want to hear shit. But yeah, man. Hey, by the way, hey, before we get up out of here, bro, make sure you tune in on Friday. I got something crazy. Just tune in on Friday, man. If I don't drop it Friday, Saturday for sure, bro. But I'm finna get something off my chest. I've been meaning to get off my chest for a minute. But make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. It's worldwide. Wiggins! Go.